Ground livid. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your Sunday. We're not going to be too long on this one, but this is what happens when you take the genie out of the bottle and the genie gets sentience and says, I like the air, this thing called oxygen. I like what I'm seeing out here. I like the sun. I'm not going back in that cramped lamp. The president caused all this, and now the president has to deal with it. And as I've said, leading up to the election till now, he does not know how to deal with this post-pandemic world. You can't just go outside and say things and expect people to forget it. The pandemic showed you this. Him bringing up Jeffrey Epstein and saying that the files would be released soon. You should have known this was coming. And considering that it's here now, he can't deal with it. So he's trying everything in his power to get away from it. But he's not going to get away from it. So the big scuttlebutt now is Dan Bongino came out with this statement. He wrote, during my tenure here as the deputy director of the FBI, I have repeatedly relayed to you that things are happening that might not be immediately visible, but they are happening. The director and I are committed to stamping out public corruption and the political weaponization of both law enforcement and intelligence operations. It is a priority for us. But what I have learned in the course of our properly predicated and necessary investigations into these aforementioned matters has shocked me down to my core. We cannot run a republic like this. Now, I got to give him credit. He called it a republic because this is not a democracy. So shout out to Dan for at least telling the truth there. I'll never be the same after learning what I've learned. We are going to conduct these righteous and proper investigations by the book and in accordance with the law. We are going to get the answers we all deserve. As with any investigation, I cannot predict where it will land, but I can promise you an honest and dignified effort at the truth. Not my truth or your truth, but the truth. God bless America and all those who defend her, respectfully, Dan. Okay, so he wrote that. And of course, MAGA found it, and they had a lot to say. Got 15 million views on this. Somebody asked if Trump was corrupt. Is anyone going to jail? This is Howard Stern face. Is anyone going to jail? Because that's really all that matters. Now, if he puts Trump in jail, is she still going to stand by this? Do what must be done. And all the usual shills are on the post. I know what this is. This is them thinking that they're going to get a whole bunch of Democrats and liberals. That's what this is. And rhinos. Can't forget about them rhinos. We have Russian asset Benny Johnson. don't know, y'all. Ever since Trump brought in this DEI administration and then this Epstein stuff comes back up, they don't know which way to go. They're putting out platitudes all of a sudden. Remember, this was the same dude a couple weeks ago who said, if I leave, I don't know how my audience can trust me. Paraphrasing, of course. They're not going to trust you because you're the op. You worked for the government, the same government that told everybody, you got to sit in the house. That government. The government who told you to take an experimental drug so they can get back to normal. And a lot of y'all followed it. Even some of you commentators who were running around saying that we can't trust Fauci and we can't take that. Some of y'all took one dose. But y'all claim you love America. Most of y'all claim you love America, but won't call out your president. You'll call out somebody that has a disagreement, who has a fundamental criticism. That man is sitting in Scotland right now, hoping the EU will take his deal, which, by the way, is bullshit. Y'all not even talking about that. Y'all are putting up videos of him golfing. I just want y'all to understand something. These were the people who were defending Trump in the first administration, where people were like, he's always on vacation. We have gone from that to them putting up videos of his golf swing. They're putting up videos of him landing in another country, talking about how people were outside waiting for him. They don't want to save the country. They just want to be celebrities. They're on board with him giving a pardon to a woman who aided a man in messing up the lives of minors. But they claim that they want to protect children. Now the move is to bring up Operation Talent, which, as you know, if you've been here long enough, I gave him credit for doing that and using that system. But now we're going to use it to justify him letting out a woman who was complicit in trafficking kids, allegedly. And they're cool with that because they want to be able to get the link so they can set up an interview with them on their channel so they can get views. But they will tell you that they're the true patriots of this country. Oh, y'all don't believe me about the Trump golf swing? I figured that. You know, sometimes they tell me I'm just saying things that this didn't happen. Okay. Here you go. Here's one of those main MAGAs right here. President Trump's golf swing is being shown off in Scotland. People are amazed at his form for somebody nearly 80 years old. Democrats have spent months trying to say he's not fit for office. First off, he's 79, not 80, but this is what we're doing. Okay. They have videos of this man golfing. He signs a bullshit deal with Japan. And they know it's bullshit. They haven't even promoted that. Because if you know anything about Japan, just like Saudi Arabia, they don't finish deals. They had a deal with that man the first go around. They didn't even finish it. And this is what they want to tell you is this is the president. Y'all can't be serious. Look at this. Look at this. This is news. Trump hitting a golf ball in Scotland. It's funny that they promoted this video, right? But then he come outside the other day. Where is that tweet? This one. He put this out yesterday. Networks aren't allowed to be political pawns for the Democrat Party. It has become so outrageous that, in my opinion, their licenses could and should be revoked. MAGA. So now you want to go after the media again, but now you want to pull their licenses. Okay, Trump, since you're so since you have this arm in the White House now, a bunch of influencers, let me ask you a question, sir. You pull these licenses, theoretically, you pull them. Where are they going to get their information from? How are they going to be able to debunk stuff? Because you said they're fake news, so they need to be able to know where the source material comes from and debunk it. So you're going to put your handpicked people who are going to kiss your ass. You want to put them in those positions because you think you won't be debunked at that point. And y'all cool with this. So let me understand this. You literally read a tweet from your president basically going after the First Amendment. And y'all are cool with that. Okay. Somebody asked why Biden didn't do it. Here's my question. Why should he have released the list? I want y'all to give, before we answer your question, tell me why Biden should have done it. I'm curious. Why didn't Trump release it the first time? Remember, allegedly he talked to the feds in 2005. Why didn't he say something then? He got away from him in 2009, right? Why didn't he inform before he ran for president? I'm asking a question since y'all want to bring this up. And if he has nothing to hide, why don't he just say, Dan, Cash, Pan, just drop everything on the internet? I'm just asking. Biden is sitting somewhere in Delaware, sniffing hair in a Ziploc bag, eating Rocky Road ice cream before noon, and y'all have him on your mind. Yet your president, who was installed, literally campaigned on releasing this list. And now y'all are upset that nothing's coming out of it. And y'all won't ask him why not. We're going to ask the bitch ass from Delaware. That's crazy to me. But maybe y'all know. Maybe one of y'all want to answer it for him. Anyway, we continue. MAGA, y'all cool with Trump going after the First Amendment? Cool. Can't wait for him to go after the second. I mean, he kind of is. He put Pam Bondi as AG. Red flag Bondi. I'm sure they were respectful under this one because it's called Republicans Against Trump. I'm sure they were respectful underneath. Trump's authoritarian fantasy of revoking media licenses over perceived bias exposes his tyrannical contempt for free speech and democratic principles. We're a republic, by the way. Paving the way for a fascist suppression of truth that progressives must fiercely resist. A free press is essential. Criticizing coverage is fair, but silencing it crosses a dangerous line. He likes what the UK does. I keep telling y'all that. They've restricted social media. Now you can get arrested for putting up memes or posts. And we all know that the BBC is a propaganda arm of the British government and the castle. He likes that. President Trump, in a bold First Amendment interpretation, declared networks should lose their licenses for disagreeing with him, which coincidentally is also how Burger King lost its license to operate in his hotel lobby. Well, there's that. Why did those three leave? I mean, I think we answered the question perfectly. They left. That sucks. Okay. But Fox can be a pawn for MAGA Republicans. Got it. Depends on the week. We're gonna tell this obsolete person. Depends on the week. Because we have seen some weeks where they criticize Trump and then he gets upset and says Fox News is crappy. Shut down the Democratic propaganda machine. Put Republicans against Trump on trial for the seditious conspiracy. Okay. Why don't y'all put y'all's president on trial for keep lying about these gas prices? This man doubled down again and said that gas is $1.98 in the country. And even MAGA had to come outside and was like, where is this? The lowest we seen was I want to say 226 in Louisiana. That's not $1.98. Even with a rewards program, that's not $1.98. But I can't take it anymore. The volume lies told about Trump is blowing my mind. Everything I thought I knew from 2019 to 2024 is a complete lie. The media lied to me and I fell for it. Okay. Well, your problem is you listened to the news and never looked at anything. You never did your own research. You just told us that you didn't do that. You just believed whatever you heard. And you MAGA. Donald Trump is mean and crazy. I get so tired of the TV news medium normalizing his bizarre and hateful behavior. No other president has ever behaved so badly, not even Nixon. You would be shocked at what Nixon was doing. But, Trump claims Barack Obama spied. Media claims Trump lied. Barack Obama claims Trump is crazy. Trump releases documents proving Barack Obama spied. Media claims Trump lied. Barack Obama. Okay. I also find this little nugget funny. Like, we don't know that presidential campaigns or any political campaign don't spy on the other one. You fuckers take the same people. Okay. All right. It's getting back to normalcy. Good. Tell us what normalcy is. What is normalcy? Go ahead, Jesse. We're going to make you the center of attention since you said that it's not about Trump. It's about getting back to normalcy. Go ahead. Tell us. The man who wants to get homeless people off the street by putting them in mental asylums, when I would probably venture to guess still wouldn't even solve the problem. But go ahead, Jesse. Tell us what normalcy is. Photos confirm for the first time that Jeffrey Epstein attended Donald Trump's 1993 wedding to Marla Maples. No wonder he's desperate to change the conversation on Obama. But we already knew this. This is not exactly an exclusive, but okay. If you were a mover and shaker in New York, you were at the wedding. But, all right, fine. Democrats and their communist media propagandists say looking into Obama committing treason. Okay. And asking who was running America for 4 years is a distraction. But Democrats sent their six-toed demonic DAs after Trump for 10 years. Keep crying, Democrats. Okay. Okay. And y'all can't stop talking about Biden, even though you won. Okay. Look, what did I tell you? They're praising this man for being in a motorcade in another country. But if the I shouldn't say the Justice Department. If the State Department would have had a foreign dignitary get this kind of excitement, y'all would be criticizing it. Okay. By the way, you know what? Let's check on that. I'm glad you brought that up, Cosmo. Let's check in on that EU-US negotiations. Now, they're about 5 hours ahead of us. Let's see. 3 hours ago, 8 a.m. they wrote this. So it would be 1 o'clock there. Let's see. U.S. Commerce Secretary says Europe must open markets to get lower tariff deal. Open the markets. Why the fuck would they want to pay 30%? I would shut you out too. See, this would have been easier if the UK was still part of the EU. This would have been a lot easier. But, you know, they don't want to do that. There you go. The EU is ready to counter with tariffs on 140 billion US worth of US goods if no deal is reached. That sounds like what Canada was going to do to us. 150, what was that? 156 billion. Dave, how did Biden do for me? How did he do for the country? Here we go again, y'all. We're going to bring up Biden. You just got here, so we'll help you. Biden is sniffing here in a Ziploc bag while eating Rocky Road ice cream. Why do I care about what he's doing? I don't understand why y'all still bringing up Biden. Remember, these were the same folk who were getting pissed off that Obama's name was still being mentioned while Trump was in office the first time. They're gone. I thought y'all was supposed to be winning. Why aren't you telling us about these wins? Why are you bringing up Biden? First off, that's not how you spell line. You think Biden put us here? Oh, Lord. Sir, what was the catalyst for Biden screwing up? I want to see how far back you think. What was the catalyst, sir? Because I know what you think, and it's very low information thinking. I'm not a Democrat. I actually hate Biden with a passion. But go ahead, tell us what the catalyst was for Biden fucking up. I just want to see how smart you are. Go ahead. Because I love how you said a blind eye for 4 years and I was cooking him since 2010. But, you know, I'll let you have it. We'll keep it more recent. I was cooking him his entire administration, but go ahead. Tell us. Rainy girl, that's a good answer. I'm gonna keep it a little more recent. A little more recent before that. I want to see if Dave is gonna figure it out. Giving away all our resources? No. That's not the answer. And you're not gonna like the answer I tell you. The answer is being a pussy and not shutting down the airports and American airspace when he first heard of COVID. Mister, I'm going to build the wall, this, that, the third, should have put his foot down and said, listen, you got some disease over there. I don't want it here. He should have said, no, I'm shutting down the airports. I don't give a shit what the Democrats say. They can impeach me after I sign that executive order. That's when the shit hit the fan, since we're going to go there. Him bringing Fauci in, not vetting that man, bringing Birx in without vetting that bitch, put us in this situation where everything was able to rise up and everybody was going to suffer, except if you had money. And even then, a lot of people with money suffered. Republicans and Democrats played with the American people's lives and their livelihoods. And y'all want me to sit up here and, I guess, either defend Trump, defend Biden, or hate either or. I hate them all. So there's the answer to your question. He's not going to do that. You can stand with Trump all you want. I don't care. But when he screws up, I expect y'all, since y'all puffing out your chest saying I stand with Trump, you better criticize him with the same fervor, or you're no different than a liberal. That man sat there and said, I want to shut down these airports. I don't want nobody coming in. Democrats started crying, talking about he was xenophobic, and he relented. But y'all cool with that. Well, some dude, here's what you do. Vote them out all next year. Vote everybody out. Let's start fresh. You want to make an impact? You want to be in the history books? Vote everybody out. Start fresh. New people, you get all those lobbyists out, you get all the special interest groups out. We start fresh. People that have our interests, even if they're taking seats from somebody that's in their same party, they all gotta go. They slowly telling y'all's luxuries you can't even have. And not nobody saying a word. Zoran, Mr. Government Supermarkets, that's what y'all want. Okay, y'all, I hope y'all realize that he is the catalyst for 15-minute cities. But okay, y'all want that. Go ahead. I'm good. Red state's telling you you can't watch porn, huh? Who is you? But okay. I want to watch Misty Stone, get it in. I should have that right. But y'all let red states tell you you have to give up your ID to watch some porn. What? No, the government does not have the right to tell you what to do. Are you insane? And there we are, family. An AI president? No, you're going to have Killian Dane from The Running Man. That's what you're going to have. Trump looks like he's the test pilot. You got a president who's a salesman. That man sat there and said, I'm going to give a golden ticket to foreigners to come over here and get citizenship, not even go through the process. You're an automatic citizen if you spend $5 million. What? So all them people who risk their jobs, risk where they live, their family, going to these meetings at these city offices, make sure they stay out of trouble, doing that for 5 to 10 years. You telling me all you need is $5 million and you become an automatic citizen, and MAGA was cool with that. But again, these were the same folk who heard him say illegal immigration, yeah, it's a problem, but we need it for our farms, our hotels, our restaurants, our leisure facilities. We need that. So we might throw out an executive order on that. Let them stay. And they didn't call it a betrayal. They started bringing up AI and machines. But okay. Baba Yaga, he literally said it, July 3rd. Even MAGA, even, you could go ask anybody in MAGA, they're going to tell you that he actually did say that, and it kind of pissed them off. He said it in Des Moines, Iowa. I played it twice on this channel. Let's not start telling me that I'm lying. We all heard it. But okay. James Joshua, why would you want somebody that generates money in their own country? Why would you want them here? So you want them to double dip. Does that make sense? Wasn't your president the same person who said a lot of these immigrants come over here, work, and send the money back overseas? He said so much stuff, y'all can't even follow it. But I understand. I understand. Did we just have somebody named John Noble say that I'm okay with illegals when I never said that? Oh, Lord. Reading and comprehension escapes a lot of folks. Joshua, let me help you. I get y'all think that just having money creates opportunities. Y'all do understand the supply chain is still messed up, right? The infrastructure of America has not been fixed since C-19, right? Which is why Trump can't get these tariffs to work the way that he wanted to, because he still probably thinks he's operating the first time when everything was relatively okay. There's fewer truck companies now than there were pre-pandemic. Maybe y'all don't know this. They're not even shipping stuff to New York at the same rate they used to. And for those who live in New York, you know what I'm talking about. Bayonne, that shipping yard where they send the supplies for the New York area. They're not even shipping it at the same rate that they're doing anywhere else in the country. Most of the stuff that people in the Northeast are getting come from Baltimore, which in actuality costs people in the Northeast more money. Watermelon right now in New York is $25. I'm not exaggerating. No, I'm not part of the Hispanic community. My people come from Jamaica, so I know exactly what he was talking about. I know plenty of Jamaicans that have been living up here for 20, 30 years, and they send money every month back home, Western Union or MoneyGram. Hell, I've done a few Western Union transactions for my old man at the supermarket, putting all that money on a card. And then you got to call down there to tell them that the money's on the way so they can go down to their local spot to go get it. Yeah. Okay, Joshua, you got to go. I literally said New York. This stupid ass brings up North Carolina. Okay. Again, reading and comprehension escapes a lot of people. New York and North Carolina are in two different tax brackets. You gonna bring me North Carolina. His statement did not refute anything I said. I said there's fewer trucking companies than there were pre-pandemic. I don't give a shit that it made you wealthy. But okay. I tell you, people are dumb. But, all right. Not everybody, but a lot of people. Just like when I laugh at liberals when they tell us that Obama never had scandals and we pull 7 out and then they don't want to talk to us no more. But, okay. They can't answer for Epstein, so we're going to pivot to the black man. Who's really not black, but you know what I mean. Melania and Trump at a hookers and pimp party posing with the woman who procured children for Jeffrey Epstein to do things with. Okay. Okay. Next year is going to be so much fun. But this be, oh, y'all got to hear this. I think some of y'all probably heard this already, but you got to hear this. Newsmax is saying that Ghislaine Maxwell is a victim now.
And she's also been subpoenaed by the Oversight Committee. I think this is great. I do have a feeling that she just might be a victim.
What? Wait a minute. Wait. She's a victim now? Damn, let me come outside and say, hey, Allison Mack was a victim. You think I'm going to get this nice of a reception?
She just might be. There was a rush to judgment. There was a lot of chaos there.
Rush to judgment?
All right. Granted, she hung out with Jeffrey Epstein. And I know that's apparently not...
Hung out with him? That was his girl. What are you talking about? They were in a relationship. She's a victim now. We got to hear this again.
And she's also been subpoenaed by the Oversight Committee. I think this is great. I do have a feeling that she just might be a victim. She just might be. There was a rush to judgment. There was a lot of chaos there for a while. All right. Granted, she hung out with Jeffrey Epstein. And I know that's apparently not good. But she...
What the fuck? What? Wait a minute. The Clintons hung out with Epstein. Y'all want them in jail. She hung out with him and now she a victim? So why don't the Clintons come out and say they were victims of Epstein? Why does it what's his name? Prince Andrew. Why don't he come outside and say he a victim of Jeffrey Epstein? Damn. Oh man. I really think Trump gonna give her a pardon in January. I really think. Damn, that's crazy. Mm. Oh man, look now they're doing posters that look like posters for documentaries. This is what we're doing. Okay. Look at this. I'm looking at the large amount of money owed by the Democrats after the presidential election and the fact they admit to paying, probably illegally, $11 million to the singer Beyonce for an endorsement. She never sang not one note and left the stage to a booing and angry audience. So we lead off with I just find it funny that Trump's first three lines, he had to bring up Beyonce. We kind of laughed. Did we, fam? Did we not laugh at the fact that all them Kamala shills thought that Beyonce was going to give him a free concert? They were like, that's not how that works. You got to pay her. She takes probably 20 million a booking just to talk to her. Okay. We said $3 million for expenses to Oprah. How'd that work? Oprah ain't been. When the last time Oprah was anywhere in the media? She's sitting at home. 600,000 to very low rated TV anchor Al Sharpton, a total lightweight. Okay, Al Sharpton ain't been relevant since he had weight. That's okay. And others to be named for doing absolutely nothing. These ridiculous fees were incorrectly stated in the books and records. You are not allowed to pay for an endorsement. It is totally illegal to do so. Okay, see, statements like this is going to open him back up because we know that the RNC paid people for endorsements. We know this. But I guess maybe he wants to burn down everything. Maybe. Okay. Can you imagine what would happen if politicians start paying for people to endorse them? He's not serious, is he? He can't be serious. He can't be serious. Sir, they've been doing that ever since it was a thing. Come on now. All the backhanded deals they make for endorsements, that you don't count that as paid. You're just thinking of cash. He needs to go sit down in Chicago for about a month. But okay. All hell would break out. Kamala and all of those that received endorsement money broke the law. They should all be prosecuted. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And he wrote this knowing damn well he ain't gonna do nothing. But okay. But okay. Continue. The DNC ran Democrat page posted this graph labeling Trump's America. They must not have looked too close at the dates because all it shows is how disastrous prices became under Biden. No wonder DNC barely scrapes by. They are not the brightest. Now, this was not smart on their part. This wasn't smart. But okay. It looks like CNN was using fake polls to manipulate Trump. His approval rating just hit record lows after bombing Iran and covering up the Epstein files. Now, for those who don't understand what he's saying, MAGA was running around with that CNN clip saying that Trump's approval rating was high after what he did with Iran. Conventional wisdom should have told you, you notice how they haven't said anything about Iran in weeks. When it came out, that thing was a failure. So how could it have gone up on Iran? But they got that. Even the QAnon shaman has flipped on Trump. Let's look. What do you think Epstein and Israel, he spelled Israel wrong, have on Trump? It's time to play what if. What if in order for Trump to get back into the billionaires club, he had to F a corpse again? How many times did Trump file for bankruptcy? That is your president, not mine. I am the president of the new constitutional republic of the USA. Now, for those who don't know, the QAnon shaman was that idiot who took Nancy Pelosi's laptop and that sign. No, I'm sorry, not the sign, the podium. He got arrested, got charged. He sat down for a few months, and then Trump gave him the pardon. And then he went over and became a liberal. Wasn't he also the one that put shit on the wall? Or that was somebody else? I don't remember. Donald J. Trump, mugshot. F this stupid POS. What a fraud. He did time for Trump. I bet the January 6th people are pissed right now. They followed Satan's Israel/Jewish puppet and didn't know it. The Israelis killing and expelling Christians was probably the final nail. Never thought the victims would become the predators. So it always goes back to them Jews, huh? Somehow, some way, we're going to go back to them Jews. Oh, I'm just waiting. You know what? Hey, Jubilee, I'm going to give you free game. Just make sure you give me credit. You should do one MAGA person versus 20 Jewish people. I would, and let me have rights to stream it live. Please. Since y'all want to copyright every time I do one of y'all's videos for a reaction, let me have that. There's an idea. You'd get 10 million views easily. Put Charlie Kirk in front of 20 Jews and let him debate Christianity. I love it. No, the Superman movie was not woke. Jeez. MAGA talking about, oh, that was parroting Israel and Gaza. Lord, they don't read comic books. But okay. I like Jacob Chansley, but emotions can get the best of him at times. Let this play out. Okay. I'm telling you, next midterms are going to be great. Did Trump just sell rice to the Japanese? Never mind, I figured they would have read the details, but okay. Okay. All right. We'll look it up. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, he meeting with her right now? Hell, let's see.
Known as a tough negotiator and deal maker.
Uh-huh.
What is in front and fair. And what is in front of us?
That's less important.
If we are successful, I think it would be
Let me see if they have comments
the
on.
biggest deal each of us has ever struck. So I'm very,
Damn, they disable the comments.
yeah.
Right now, we have that honor goes to Japan. We just struck a deal with Japan this year.
Uh-huh.
And we're very close to a deal with China. We really sort of made a deal with China, but we'll see how that goes. And we have numerous other deals. And mostly I'm just going to charge tariffs. And, you know, it's not a deal per se, but people are going to pay tariffs. And we're doing them at the low end, not the high end, because we don't want to hurt anybody.
Oh, what did you just say?
Tariffs. And I charge tariffs. And, you know, it's not a deal per se, but people are going to pay tariffs. And we're doing them at the low end, not the, and, you know, it's not a deal per se, but people are going to
It's not a deal.
charge tariffs, and you know, it's not a deal per se, but people are going to pay tariffs. And we're
Hold
doing it
up.
at the low.
You said 90 deals in 90 days. So how is this not a deal? So you just did this to big boy people? Is that what you're saying? Go ahead.
I think the chances are, yeah, I think Ursula would say probably 50-50 of making a deal. I hope. I'd like to make a
50-50? Oh, so y'all didn't even meet on the terms yet.
Yeah, I'd say 50-50. We have 3 or 4 sticking points. I'd rather not get in. We'll be discussing them. But I think the main sticking point is fairness. Please.
Sir, they don't want our scrap.
No, the golf is beautiful.
And there it is.
Golf can never be bad.
And there it is.
It's still good. If you had a
We're not serious as a country.
It's okay. It's better than.
Oh my God.
But no, I think I look forward to this meeting. You know, we've had a hard time with trade with Europe.
No, because RSBN is nothing but Trump propaganda. So we ain't gonna see nothing over there.
Tariffs. They'll do what they have to do. But we have a good chance of getting it resolved. We'll probably know in about an hour. Shouldn't take that long. You know, it's complicated, but not really complicated when you get right down to it.
Yeah, because you're not gonna get a deal.
No. The August 1st is there for everyone. The deals all start on August 1st. Most of the deals, other than steel,
Which is Friday.
which we've been getting 50% tariffs from, I guess, just about everybody. And those are
Say that again?
10% tariffs from deals other than steel and aluminum, which we've been getting 50% tariffs from, I guess, just about everybody. And those have come in, and we've taken in, yes, the amount of money coming over the last month.
The customs duties raised up,
Rapidly, which is
and we
fair.
paying for that. So we
have a lot
paying
of
twice.
Steel mills
Okay.
and plants, aluminum mills and plants being built. We have a lot of AI being built, and we have a lot of auto plants being built or going to be built because they don't want to pay tariffs. So, you know, if they don't want to pay tariffs, the best way to do it is just build your plant in the United States. Yes, please.
And take the money and send it back home. Hey, Trump, question, is there any tariffs on cash?
To American products. You know, we're open to European products, and we have been for forever. I don't think we have, we just about don't have any yet. I don't think we have any product that we say you can't sell. I guess you could get a little bit cute with chips.
He didn't drop no
That's,
1,000%. Oh,
a little bit
Lord.
different
1,000%?
No, you know, Europe is very close. We don't sell cars into Europe. We don't sell essentially agriculture of any great degree. They want to have their farmers do it, and they want to have their car companies do it. I'm not
What?
saying anything that
Sir,
how
does he tell this lie?
A rough situation.
How does
If
he
we want
tell
to
a
sell
lie
cars
like
in Europe,
that?
we're not allowed to. And as you know, they sell millions and millions of cars. Mercedes, BMW,
Ford
literally
has plants in
Volkswagen. So many different cars and so many millions.
Oh, man.
I would imagine number one, I didn't look at that, but I would imagine number one by far, more so than Japan. Japan sells a lot of cars too. But the Japan deal worked out very favorable, very good. I hope for them too. That's what we want to do, make everybody happy. Yes, please. Say it. What did you say?
Should Israel be doing more to allow food in the Gaza?
Well, we gave $60 million 2 weeks ago, and nobody even acknowledged it for food. And it's terrible. You really at least want to have somebody say thank you. No other country gave anything. We gave $60 million 2 weeks ago for food.
for Gaza. And nobody acknowledged it. Nobody talks about it.
Because they know
Once you
Israel
feel really
took it.
bad when you do that, and you have other countries not giving anything. None of the European countries, by the way, gave. I mean, nobody gave but us. And nobody said, gee, thank you very much. And it would be nice to have at least a thank you. And I took a lot of heat. When I do that, a lot of people aren't happy about that because they say, well, why are we doing it and nobody else? But I think we had a humanitarian reason for doing it. What's going to happen? I don't know. I can tell you that Hamas, as I said, would happen at the end. We've gotten back a lot of hostages, a tremendous number of hostages, most of them. Now we have dead hostages, and the mothers want them back, and we have 20 people approximately.
Now you're not using the phone.
That are living, but we have a lot of bodies, and the parents want those bodies as much as they would want their child if that child were alive. I met with parents it was so sad. Sir, please get my son back. How is your son doing? Well, he's dead, but they have his body. And it's so important. It's more important. It's almost like more, but it's as important as if the child were living. These people were, they're devastated. And I said, when you get it down to a certain number, you're not going to be able to make a deal with Hamas. Because once they give them up, then they feel that that's going to be the end of them. And what I said is exactly true. They had a routine discussion the other day, and all of a sudden they hardened up. They don't want to give them back. And so Israel's going to have to make a decision.
What decision?
I know what I do, but I don't think it's appropriate that I say, but
Say it!
Israel's going to have to make a decision.
Oh my God. Just say it! I'm gonna cut him off.
Well, it's terrible. When I see the children, and when I see, especially over the last couple of weeks, and people are stealing the food, they're stealing the money, they're stealing the money for the food, they're stealing weapons, they're stealing everything. It's a mess. That whole place is a mess. The Gaza Strip, was given many years ago so that they could have peace. That didn't work out too well. When Israel gave that up, whoever was the prime minister at the time, who I know who it was, but it was not exactly a very clever thing to do, because that was given so that they finally have peace, and it's actually made the situation worse. But we'll see what happens. I think Iran is acting up. I think
Here we go again with Iran. Here we
have
go.
Venezuela acting up in a different way. They're sending.
It's
They
a
continue to send
cloud.
people that we rebuff to our border. They continue to send drugs into our country. Venezuela, they've been very nasty. And
You destroyed their country. Why wouldn't they be
We
nasty?
have other countries too. We do have, and this is just getting a little off subject, but we have now the safest border we've ever had. And I think in many respects we probably have the most successful, and I say it all the time. Every leader, when I went to NATO the other day, every leader said, you have the hottest country in the world. We have the hottest country in the world. Yeah. We're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars. We have the highest stock market we've ever had. We have the best numbers we've ever had. But we have hundreds of billions of dollars pouring into our country. And I think it's the hottest. And by the way, 1 year ago, our country was dead. We had a dead country.
Here we go.
Because of an incompetent president and incompetent Democrats. All they know how to do is...
So the Republicans didn't do nothing.
Conspiracy
Oh,
theories
okay.
and nonsense. If they'd waste their time talking about America being great again, it would be so much nicer, so much easier, be very successful. But we were a dead country, and now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. Yeah. Any other questions?
I think the people would say that's not true.
Managed to do a deal today. Will that be the end of the matter, or could there be more tariffs coming, particularly on Paris?
No, we do a deal today with the European Union, that will be the end of it. Yeah, we'll go, I guess, a number of years at least before we have to even discuss it again. No, that would be the end of it. And this is the biggest deal. People don't realize this is bigger than any other deal. We have great countries. I'm familiar with many of them. So are you. And this is
Oh,
really
Jesus.
the biggest deal. This is I guess we're the biggest out there, and they're the second. And when we come together, this will be the biggest deal. If that happens, and it could happen, should happen. Okay? Thank you. No, it won't. Pharmaceuticals will be, could be, we'll do something, but basically pharmaceuticals won't be part of it.
Oh my God.
We have to have it.
AstraZeneca is about to flood the market over here. Let's go.
I think it's easy to say, and I think it's important to say pharmaceuticals are very special. We can't be in a position where we're relying on other countries. Now, Europe is going to make pharmaceuticals, drugs, and everything else for us too, a lot. But we're going to have also our.
Oh.
Yes.
So we got to pay more. We're going to pay more. I love it. Give me some more.
I think the president is right. We have a 50% chance to strike a deal. And indeed, it is about rebalancing. So you can call it fairness, you can call it rebalancing. We have a surplus, the United States has a deficit, and we have to rebalance it.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
That we have together. So we will make it more sustainable.
Mr. Trump, can we do better for 15?
It's actually not working, Duke.
Better meaning lower? No. Well, we're meeting about a lot of things. We have our trade deal, and it's been a great deal. It's good for them and good for us, I think. You know, the UK is very happy. They've been trying for 12 years to get it, and they got it, and it's a great trade deal for both. Works out very well. But we'll be discussing that. I think we're going to be discussing a lot about.
Your
Israel.
back's not working.
Very much involved in terms of wanting something to happen. He's doing a very good job, by the way. I talked to him, yeah, I did.
You did?
I talked to him about a lot of things. I talked to him about Iran. I think Iran's been very nasty with their words, with their mouth.
You tried to stop their program and they said, ha ha, na boo boo. And you
They
pissed.
got the hell knocked out of them. And
No, he didn't.
I don't think they know it. Yeah, I actually
No, they didn't.
They really do. The whole thing's a conflict. There's a lot of jobs going on. But Iran was beaten up very badly
No, they weren't.
for good reason. We cannot have them have a nuclear weapon. But they still talk about enrichment. I mean, who would do that? You just come out of something that's so bad and they talk about, we want to continue enrichment. Who would say that? How stupid can you be to say that? So we're not going to allow that to happen.
You just don't want them to be a power.
Will I do more aid? Yeah. The U.S. is going to do more aid for Gaza.
More aid for
Other
Gaza.
countries participate. We're going to mention that to the European Union today. That's an international problem. It's not a U.S. problem. It's an international problem. And we're giving a lot of money and a lot of food and a lot of everything. If we weren't there, I think people would have starved, frankly. They would have starved. And it's not like they're eating well. But a lot of that food is getting stolen by Hamas. You know, they're stealing the food.
Oh, so the IDF ain't stealing
A lot
it.
of things
Okay,
you ship
you're
it,
right.
They steal it, then they sell it. Well, I'd like you to respond to that if you may.
So we have been working intensively on the topic of irregular migration. And we have from the very beginning said that migration is a European challenge that needs a European answer. As Europeans, we will fulfill our international obligations as we've done in the past and in the future.
Yeah.
We as Europeans are the ones who decide who comes to the European Union and under what circumstances, and not the smugglers and traffickers. That's the principle which we
Even the Israeli military said that's not
And they said
happening.
this, they did ask me when I got
Where is he getting this information from?
immigration.
But okay.
Has tremendous problem. We do too. But
Yeah, because you only focused on CNN. I guess you didn't see Reuters, right? Okay, got it.
Hundreds of thousands of people being taken out.
That's ran by two Jewish people, by the way.
I think we're doing a very good job of that.
And they said no.
I mean, it literally
All right.
was 0 people last month. You probably said that. Nobody. And Europe has a very similar problem. I think they're going to end up in the same place. You might as well go there quicker. And the other thing I say to Europe, we will not allow a windmill to be built in the United States. They're killing us. They're killing the beauty of our scenery, our valleys, our beautiful plains. And I'm not talking about airplanes. I'm talking about beautiful plains, beautiful areas in the United States. And you look up and you see windmills all over the place. It's a horrible thing. It's the most expensive form of energy.
Huh?
It's no good. They're made in China, almost all of them.
So why didn't y'all make them?
When they start to rust and rot in 8 years, you can't really turn them off. You can't burn them. They won't let you bury the propellers.
3 awesome dogs. Maybe you can't listen. I didn't say anything wrong about Jews, but okay, you got it.
You can't bury them because the fiber doesn't go well with the land. In other words, if you bury it, it will harm our soil.
So does cable lines. You want to cut those off too?
It's very expensive. And in all fairness, Germany tried it, and wind doesn't work. You need subsidy.
What do you mean? Oh Lord.
You need subsidy. With energy, you make money. You don't lose money.
What?
More important than that,
What is he
it ruins the landscape, it kills the birds. They're noisy.
He said with energy, you only make money, you don't lose money. Are you serious? Whose bands is this?
Over the last 20 years, had 1 or 2 whales wash ashore, and over the last short period of time, they had 18. Okay. Now, windmills will not come. It's not going to happen in the United States, and it's very expensive. And I would love to see. I mean, today I'm playing the best course I think in the world, Turnberg.
How are you talking about
The best course in the world.
energy and then switch to golf? What are we doing?
And I see 9 windmills. It's like right at the end of the 18. I said, "Isn't that a shame? What a shame." You have the same.
Yo, she looks like, what the hell?
You have windmills all over the place. Some of the countries prohibited them.
Oh, man.
People ought to know that these windmills are very destructive. They're environmentally unsound, just the exact opposite. Because the environmentalists, they're not really environmentalists, they're political hacks. These are people that, they almost want to harm the country. But you look at these beautiful landscapes all over the world.
Dude,
many countries.
you're not only using the windmills. Jesus.
It's the worst form of energy, the most expensive form of energy. But windmills should not be allowed. Okay. I did. I hope so. You're talking about Cambodia and Thailand? So I had an interesting time. We're dealing with Thailand, and we do a lot of trade with Thailand and with Cambodia. And yet, I'm reading that they're killing each other, they're fighting, they're in a war. And I say, this should be an easy one for me, because I've settled with India and Pakistan.
Oh, my God.
Serbia and Kosovo was going at it, but they have for a long time, in all fairness.
But you didn't stop Israel and Gaza. You didn't stop Ukraine and Russia.
The Congo, and what's gone on there. That's been a horrible thing with Rwanda. That's been a horrible thing. 31 years, 7 million, 8 million people killed. Machetes all over the place. It's a terrible thing. We got that one solved. We did 5 of them. And I was saying, we have a trade. We were working on we finalized another trade deal yesterday. And I asked my people, I said, how are we doing with Cambodia and how are we doing with Thailand? And they say they're going to be coming in at some point to talk. I said, well, let's call them right now. So I called the prime ministers of each. And they said, we're not going to make a trade deal unless you settle the war. A lot of people are killed, that in a short period of time. The border, they're fighting pretty wild. And I spoke to both of the prime ministers, and I think by the time I got off, I think they want to settle now. I know they're meeting today or tomorrow, and we're going to work with them. Marco Rubio's working with them also, his people, and him. I think we're going to get that. That would be a great thing, but that would have turned out to be a bad one. And I will tell you, India and Pakistan, they were really getting ready to go at it. So getting those things settled, if I can do it, and if I can use trade to do that, it's my honor. But I had great talks with two very good people that they both really would like to make a deal. So we'll see what happens. Okay, how about one more, two more? Yeah. Well, they're spending a lot on defense, but we're spending a lot more. You know, and we've been very generous to NATO for many, many years. And no, but we had a terrific meeting with NATO. I'd love to do as well. We had a meeting where they put up 5% instead of 2%, and they're going to pay it instead of not paying, because many
You're
people
paying for
pay
they're paying for the weapons you're
Yeah.
sending them
And
anyway.
the 2% was too low. And we're going to be sending now military equipment and other equipment to NATO, and they'll be doing what they want, but I guess that's for the most part.
Do what they want?
But we had a fantastic meeting, I guess it's now almost 4 weeks ago. One of the best meetings they've ever had at NATO, and the spirit and the coming together was incredible. And I stood and I listened to almost 30 speeches. That was a lot. And I was really late, and I had to leave, but I didn't want to leave before those last 10 spoke, because they'd go home and they'd tell their wife, Trump left.
They made you stand
They
up?
were so nice to the United States. They were all mentioning the United States and me, but they were mentioning the United States to be here. It's such an honor, something. And I thought it would have been but I did stay. It was very hard because I was extremely late for something else that was, pretty important. And we had a tremendous NATO meeting. I'm sure you heard that too. It was great. There's some great people that you deal with on two fronts, right? But you deal with primarily the trade front. But I will tell you, they came together, and the relationship is really good. That was an interesting question, because you probably have reported it that way. It really, we came together, and they went from 2% to 5%, which nobody would have thought that was even, who would even think that? Because they didn't want to be at 2%. All of a sudden, they're at 5%. And that's the right number. And so it was a great honor. I got to know the heads of those countries really very well at that meeting almost a month ago. Okay? Thank you very much, everybody. We'll let you know what's happening. I will. I love doing that. I'll go. Not in the Strip, but I'll go soon. Okay? Thank
Not
you.
in the Strip? Hey, go to the Strip. Show me how gangster you are. So Trump don't want to go to the Gaza Strip. Come on now. You went to Iraq and Afghanistan for Christmas. Come on, go to the Gaza Strip. Walk around with the military helmet and the flak vest and all that. Show me something. Go walk with your nice expensive shoes over that rubble. Show me something. You're going to be chilling in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, eating matzo ball soup and listening to Netanyahu lie to you again. It's all right. The hell is this? I'm receiving reports that this one tried to bring down a flight from London to Glasgow this morning, screaming at Allahu Akbar, saying he had a bomb and rambling about Trump. Okay. If Trump said boys need straight Christian men, the media would explode. Obama said boys need homosexual men, and the media is silent. Okay. We're still talking about that. Okay. Let's see. Well, damn.
Sit down.
Okay. Well, it sounds like the UK got that wrapped up. What else? CNN has just released exclusive footage of Trump and Jeffrey Epstein in 1999 Victoria's Secret fashion show. The media propaganda machine is clearly working overtime to try to connect Trump to Epstein. Weren't y'all just the same ones a couple months ago saying that, yeah, they knew each other? So what exactly are you talking about? I'm just trying to figure something out. He even said that he knew him. So I don't understand what this post is supposed to mean. But all right. Sure. Anyway, what is this? I received a subpoena years of legal harassment from Democrats. That's your problem. You said Obama's real legacy is all these entities weaponized. Okay, that's called government. But, all right. There's nothing else here. As Trump pushes for cane sugar and Coca-Cola, is it really better than corn syrup? That's what we should be worried about, according to them. Anyway, what happened now? UFC is doing events in the sky. Bless him. Let's just hope they don't fall out of the octagon at 20,000 feet. You know, it would be kind of funny to see a UFC fighter go through clouds. I'm just saying. Trump pays for mom of 3 boys' groceries. Okay. Great. He paid for groceries. She bought soda, by the way. She bought soda. Caffeinated soda. A&W. A&W. Huh. It just went down $100. Okay. Save on meat. That's what's up. All right. But anyway, there's that. He's not gonna. What? Look, hold up. Thomas Massey got the files. Wait a minute. Y'all remember Thomas Massey got a binder. He said Epstein Part 2. What did he call it? Did he say part? I spelled that wrong. Hold on. I think he said phase 2. Where is it? There you go. The Epstein Files phase 2. Oh, we got another female that has to announce that they're leaving. Okay. Think we care? All right. I flew back to D.C. to appear on both Meet the Press and This Week ABC this morning with Representative Ro Khanna to talk about our bipartisan legislation to force a vote on releasing the Epstein files. Huh. That was 3 hours ago. Let's see if they archived it already. I'm actually curious. Ooh, they have a clip. Oh, it's full. Let's go.
Bipartisan duo pushing the Trump administration to release the Epstein files. Republican Congressman Tom Massey.
He looks so uncomfortable.
Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna of California. Congressman Massey, let me start with you. You are co-sponsoring this bill.
So you left Kentucky to go all the way back to do this interview. Say less.
Force the release of these files. Why? What does your bill do exactly, and why now?
It would force the full release of the files. It has the force of law. It's not a subpoena. It's not a pretty please, would you release the files? It's the force of law. And it's got protections to redact victims' names. and to prevent, release of child pornography. Why are we doing it now? Because it wasn't until now that I realized how insincere the people working on this were.
Ooh.
They told us all along that we were going to get these files, and then only recently did we find out they're not going to release the files.
Just took a shot at the FBI and Pam Bondi. I like it. Continue.
So, Congressman Khanna, let me ask you a really basic question on this. Why are Democrats suddenly interested in the Epstein case? I mean, did you ask the Biden Justice Department to release these files?
It's not a sudden interest. Actually, the former chair, Elijah Cummings, had an investigation starting in 2019, and I have tweeted out supporting that back in 2019. We have been pushing for transparency. During the Biden administration, both in 2021 and 2024, the court ordered release of documents. Donald Trump raised the stakes, and he did it in a way in the campaign that was justified. He said, look, when I get there, I'm going to release the files. Pam Bondi says there's a client list, and she says, no, it's just the files, she's going to release them. I didn't criticize them at all those first few months. But when they refused to release the files, when they said there's nothing more to see, that's when we said transparency demands the full release of the files.
Yeah, and what is going on in the administration on this, Congressman Massey? I mean,
What's going on in the administration is they made a campaign promise that they were not ready to fulfill. That's what's going on. This is why I said during the campaign trail, he didn't have to say everything that was on his mind. And when they did ask him about it, he shouldn't have said, you're going to see it soon. He should have said, right now, that's not my main focus. That's all he had to say. And none of this would have happened. 4 words.
they devoted, we talked earlier, about 1,000 FBI, DOJ personnel working on this. All this talk of releasing it, and suddenly the president's out referring to it as a hoax and saying nobody cares.
Well, I don't think it's a hoax at all. It's emblematic of the promise that President Trump brought with him to the White House, how he energized so many people who had checked out of the political system. He was going to be the guy who holds all the rich and powerful and politically connected people accountable, and that's why there's so much disappointment right now. I don't think the president himself is particularly implicated in these files. You know, there have been some theories that that's the case. But I do think he has friends who may be embarrassed by the release of these files, and the release of these files may not implicate them. It may just be embarrassment. But for some reason, he's decided to do a 180 on this.
Now, there was this story in the Wall Street Journal.
Jose, are you talking about this? I don't know if you're talking about this. The vote before they left? Is that what you're talking about? Shit, sorry.
About a birthday message that the Journal reports that Trump wrote to Epstein for his 50th birthday, and it's part of a book of messages. Obviously, the president denies that he did this. He's suing the Wall Street Journal over it. But would you support something that Congressman Khanna has been calling for, which is pressing the estate of Jeffrey Epstein, subpoenaing the estate to turn that book over?
Well, I think we should get a lot more than just the book. Let's get the financial records.
Or are you talking about this?
Follow the money, as they say up here. We should look at the plea bargain, open that up, see what was the deal, what was the deal that was cut. I think there's a lot more than just that letter. But that letter is also sort of representative of something that's embarrassing but not illegal. That, you know, another reason why these files may be sealed and stay sealed. But we're gonna force a vote on this when we get back from the August recess. Rokana and I are using a procedure in the House called a discharge petition, whereby if we get 218 votes, and we're well on our way to that, 218 signatures, then we can force the vote.
So you're just going to need a couple more Republicans to sign that if Democrats go along. Or
if every Democrat signs this, I've already got 12 Republican co-sponsors to sign it.
But will they sign? I mean, will they? Because that's taking control of the House
schedule away from the speaker. I think the pressure is going to build over August recess. I don't think it's going to dissipate like the speaker hopes that it will. And if merely just half the people who've co-sponsored this legislation follow through and sign it, then it's going to come to the floor for a vote.
So Congressman Khanna, we had this rather extraordinary visit to Florida of Todd Blanche to meet with Ghislaine Maxwell. Do you agree with those who say that she should testify, wanting her to testify before Congress?
I do. I have skepticism, given she was indicted of perjury, given she has a motive for getting a pardon. I didn't love that Todd Blanche was meeting
But that dude on Newsmax said she was a victim, but she committed perjury. All right.
with her allegedly one-on-one. But for all the evidence coming out, it's important, though, that this is not something that is anti-President Trump. This is for transparency. I'm less concerned about his mentions. I'm much more concerned about the hundreds of people who were powerful and rich who had impunity, and I'm concerned about restoring justice for the victims. He promised to expose this. I think the American people don't think he's a perfect person. They thought he was going to expose a system that wasn't working for them, and that's really what this is about.
What would be the reaction if he actually went through and did some form of clemency, granted some form of clemency to Ghislaine Maxwell? Congressman Khanna?
Well, I think people would say, why is he doing that? And can we really believe Maxwell's testimony? I mean, I don't love the broad pardon power in the first place. I think it has been abused. I think at this point, though, what the American people desperately need is for all of the evidence of the files to come out so they can decide for themselves. So they're not relying on Maxwell. So they're not relying on even congressional committees. Let the American people decide.
And how would you react to a pardon or clemency? I don't think she deserves that or needs that. I mean, she's guilty of crimes, but it's hard to believe that she herself and Epstein did these crimes by themselves, right?
Here's the problem. Y'all watch that man give everybody who was involved with J6 pardons, and a lot of them committed crimes. He set the precedent. He has no choice now except to give her a pardon.
So it's time to find out who else was involved. And I agree with Roe here. The bank records don't lie. The documents don't lie. They don't change. The plea bargains that have been sealed don't lie. Let's release those.
Before you go, I want to look at how Speaker Johnson has reacted to what you are doing on this, trying to force a vote to release the records. Here's just some of what Johnson said this week about you.
I say Thomas Massey is the one trying to fight Republicans, okay? I'm not quite certain what his strategy is. And I don't understand Thomas Massey's motivation. I really don't. I don't know how his mind works. I don't know what he's thinking. Thomas Massey could have brought his discharge petition any time over the last 4.5 years. Over the last 4 years of the Biden administration.
And he also said blush.
Oh, Lord.
So how do you respond to that? And he's asking a variation of the question I asked Congressman Khanna. It's like, why didn't you try to do this 4 years ago?
Well, like Khanna,
Kentucky living, don't tell that lie. Because I was on the ground that day. Please don't tell that lie.
said, I've got evidence of tweets where I've been asking for these things before. The question is, why isn't Mike Johnson having this vote? Why did he send us home early? And he talks about political pain for Republicans as if by invoking transparency and inflicting pain, that should be very telling. What is painful about having this vote? I'll tell you what's politically going to be a liability is if we don't vote on this and we go into the midterms and
Please, everybody leave.
They just check out.
Please, everybody lose.
Didn't keep their promise in Donald Trump. We'll lose the majority. By the way, they're also running $1.8 million of ads against me, Republicans, for bringing measures like this to the fore.
All right, Congressman Massey,
Ma'am or sir, how am I brainwashed if I was on the ground and I saw it firsthand? You think they were all out there fighting for freedom? No, they weren't. And the fact that you brought that to me after I told you I was on the ground and I documented it, that's crazy. What was the freedom when they brought the gallows in? What was the freedom then? What was the freedom when they broke the window in the Capitol before they went in? What was the freedom then? What was the freedom of climbing the scaffolding in the back of the Capitol building? How is that protesting for freedom? Explain that to me. Because obviously, the way you talking, you were there too, so you can refute anything I'm saying. Where was the protest for freedom walking into a building that was restricted that day? I need to know. And there we go. Thank you. Can't answer the question. You're going to bring up riots in the city. We're talking about January 6th. I'm not talking about what happened in 2020. I'm talking about what happened in January 6th. Let's stay on topic. You brought it up. Yes, people died that day, or did you forget that? This person forgot somebody died that day. Okay. How did Leadface getting what she got? How was that a protest for freedom? Explain that to me. How is going into a building controlled by Nancy Pelosi a protest for freedom? Knowing she don't like your president. You're right, she didn't break the glass. She tried to climb through it and caught it in the face. How was that a protest for freedom? Explain that to us. Explain how she didn't listen to her husband telling him not to go there. She still jumped on the plane and went 3,000 miles to get shot in the face. How is that a protest for freedom? You still haven't answered my question about the gallows. I was talking about you gonna go hang Mike Pence. How is that a protest for freedom? I just want to know. Yes, ma'am, or sir. Yeah, I was on the ground with everybody else. They brought in 4 dudes, 4 white guys in MAGA hats, brought giant gallows right where everybody else was around. Yes. And that's why I said I gotta go. Because they're gonna forget that I'm black. And no, they're gonna forget, they're gonna think I'm a Trump supporter, which I was not at the time or ever. They're gonna see my dark skin and they're gonna turn back to what they know. I said, let me go. Plus it was 39 degrees out there. I had to go. And when I got to the McDonald's down the street, that's when I saw all the black SUVs and the copters coming. And somebody said they jumped in the building. And I said, okay, I gotta go. And I called up my people. They couldn't come get me. I had to get an Uber before Muriel Bowser locked the city down, and I drove back to New York. So please tell us again. How is what they did that day a protest for freedom? I need this answer. Since you brought up January 6th, talking about they were out there protesting for your freedom. I need you to explain all that. Climbing the building like they were in World War Z trying to audition for the sequel. Tell me how that was a protest for freedom, especially the dude that fell and did a perfect back bump into that barricade. Tell me how that was a protest for freedom. I need to know. Maybe I shouldn't even bring up the dude who had the banger on him that was moving about the crowd. I shouldn't even do that. We shouldn't even talk about the fact that Ashley Babbitt had a weapon in her bag. That's a protest for freedom. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, Kentucky Living, were you there that day? Since we're fools, were you there that day? He said, no, she didn't. Ma'am, we already proved it. The news proved it. The police proved it. The day they took the autopsy, they proved it. And I showed the knife. What do you mean? Okay. All right. Whatever. They geotagged every phone in the city, so me showing y'all this ain't going. FBI ain't coming for me. Might as well. There's one, since y'all can't see the date. There. This one is me walking there, and this was me on the ground. And conspicuously, they let me have full monetization on this one, but not the other one. That's kind of crazy. But, you know.
I didn't see a whole caravan.
That's me with my people driving down there.
The virus and all that.
That's me walking down the street.
Over there, so that event over there must not be done yet.
Since y'all saying I wasn't on the ground that day. There's the Trump flag.
Yeah. That's scary. Hey. So now that they confirmed those two.
I'm doing man on the street.
So I guess the general consensus is we hope Trump wins the day, right? That's like all Trump supporters. That's like the that's my part. And so with lawful.
You're right, I wasn't there. Okay. Well, there you go. Hopefully that proves it. Anyway, I still want my question answered. How was this a protest for freedom? So instead of having the discussion about January 6th, y'all bringing up George Floyd. Okay. I'll give you the difference. People were locked down when that happened and people were pissed off. And it was a whole bunch of folk, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, outside. Yeah. White organizations dropping bricks off in neighborhoods. Yeah. Caught on tape, by the way. You want to know what the difference that is between that and January 6th? Motherfuckers heard him say that weeks in advance and planned to go there. That's the difference. So in actuality, y'all's January 6th protest actually looks worse. It looks like premeditated. But since somebody said that Ashley Babbitt didn't have a weapon, since they said she didn't have a weapon, which was in her bag, we'll show it to you. Let me go get the, what is it, the autopsy. Since I got to show this again. Which video? Which was it? Was it in here? No, it wasn't in there. Let me go get it. Hold on. We'll do this. Let's see. I think it was in this. No Twitter account. No. Oh, this was about her cheating with old dude. Damn, what was the name of that knife? Let me look at the police report. Where's the pages?
The Department of Defense is supercharging cyber defense programs with Google, testing and improving systems, identifying vulnerabilities, and keeping vital systems secure. This is a new era of American innovation.
Fuck is it? Oh, here it goes.
So within hours, literally.
Oh, I really don't want to hear Tucker right now.
At the Capitol this January.
No, I don't want to hear you right now. Plus, I get in trouble. Let me see. Oh, now y'all don't want to mention the knife. I see. I see. Oh, now y'all don't want to mention property and items. Let's see. Oh, so now y'all don't want to mention that stuff. Well, ain't that something? Let's see. These might just be interviews. Damn, I gotta find it. Well, damn. What was it? Let me see. Maybe I can find the video. Hold on. Was it this one or was it this one? Let me see if it was this one. Because I think this is when I did the video, the live stream. Yeah, I think it was this one. Yeah, this is when they were gonna pay her family off. There it is. Okay. I think we should be good now.
Well, look what a plastic bag. I want this to be understood.
Yes. Okay, so when they did the examination of the crime scene, she had on Spanx, the boots, pair of 35 below socks, pink sock, the iPhone, one green Paraforce folding knife recovered by a sergeant at the hospital. This was on her. A folding knife. But y'all right, she didn't have no weapons on her that day. It was in her bag. But okay. I know I ain't gotta prove it to you because you can't explain that. Because you weren't there. You didn't see the chaos. They were snuffing Antifa people outside, feet away from me. The Asians had a whole table in the back before you hit the grass. Susie, it doesn't matter. She still had a weapon on her. Doesn't matter. And I love, again, y'all coming in here defending somebody going into a building they had no business being in. If she'd have stayed outside with everybody else, she'd still be kicking around. And conspicuously in 5 years, we haven't seen, 4 years, I should say, we haven't seen y'all blame the two white boys that tried to push her through the window. But all right. No, Jose, that's not what I said. Again, reading and comprehension eludes these people. We didn't even say that. I'm asking again, since you didn't hear it, you're probably driving. Why did she go in that building? Why? Explain to me why she couldn't get her message off outside with everybody else. She had to go outside. She had to go in the building. Marilyn, what I was proving was somebody said that I was lying, that she didn't have a weapon on her the day she died. And I know it took me a few minutes, but I just proved that she had a weapon that the police recovered. A green folding knife. My question is this again. Why did she go in that building? Because somebody else tried to tell me they were out there on January 6th protesting for our freedom. Well, specifically mine. And I was on the ground that day. There was no protesting for freedom. Sir, Jose, why would I sit up there and say George Floyd protests were protests for freedom? Oh my God. How are the ICE protests in LA a protest for freedom? Again, reading and comprehension elude a lot of people. If we're gonna do that, then I'm gonna attach Patriot Front to y'all. And the Oath Keepers, them running around Cincinnati, was those protests for freedom? Is that what we're gonna do now? Every protest, we're gonna have a freedom meter? Is that what we're gonna do? How is the George Floyd protest for freedom? How's the Oath Keepers or Patriot Front protest? How's that for freedom? How? I want you to explain that, Jose. Go ahead. I didn't pin it on nobody. So I don't know what you're talking about. Again, you're not listening. I brought up Ashley Babbitt because she's the most famous person out of that whole thing, besides Trump. That's why I brought her up. I want someone to explain to me how her getting shot in the face was a protest for freedom. No, Susie, the knife had nothing to do with it. It wasn't a relief. Most places didn't even know that she had a knife. They never reported it. Jose, you actually did when you tried to compare it to what happened on January 6th, which is why I asked you the question the way I asked you. Why are you bringing up two different things that had two different messages to what we're talking about?
She didn't get murdered because nobody got charged. She was in a restricted area. Most people are going to look at that and think it's self-defense. You don't know what she was going to do. Cheryl, nobody else said anything about them people. I just asked that question. They had no smoke for the two white boys that tried to push her through the window. They had no smoke for them. They all focused on Michael Byrd. But again, they still can't answer my question. I'm going to ask y'all again, MAGA, why did your patriots go in that building controlled by Nancy Pelosi? Tell me the rationale. I want to know. It's been 4 years. You should have thought of one. Tell me what the rationale was going in the building. Come on, Jose. I'm sure you got one. I'm sure if I asked you what was the rationale for George Floyd, you'd have plenty lyrics. Tell me the rationale for going into the building on January 6th. What was the rationale? You said it's simple. We want to hear this. Go ahead. Tell me. I'm not talking about you, Kentucky living. I want to talk to Jose. I want Jose to explain to us what it is. Sir, you're driving. Say it again. Cheryl, I never said most MAGA went in there. That's not what I said. Never said that. 1,500 people went there, though. Come on, Jose. Tell us the rationale why MAGA went in that building. Go ahead. Should be very and the one BLM dude. Tell me why they went in that building. Go ahead. Why they couldn't wait till January 7th to go on a tour of the building. You said the FBI allowed it to happen. You got to be retarded. Oh my God. So the FBI usurped a person's free will to go into a building that was restricted. That's your rationale? Because somebody opened the door and said, come in, you gonna listen to them? They went in the building because they're dumb. They must have thought in their head they were really going to get to Mike Pence. They were going to get onto the Senate floor and the congressional floor and stop these proceedings. That's what I think. Oh my God. The FBI, show us where the FBI, it was found that the FBI did that. Go ahead. Because maybe you don't know this. FBI, NYPD, LAPD, Chicago, whatever law enforcement division you want to bring up,
they plant people in big environments. Maybe you didn't know that. You still didn't answer my question. Your rationale is the FBI found some way of mind control to tell folk to go in the building. And MAGA, knowing who the FBI was during Trump's first administration, they forgot that day and they went in the building. Is that what you're saying to us? They followed the corrupt FBI into that building. That's what you're telling us. And guess what, Jose? They wouldn't have been in here and them dummies didn't go in there. He's really trying to excuse grown-ass people not knowing what a restricted area means. So, Jose, so if a cop tells you, hey, I know this place is restricted, but you can come in and look around, you're going to listen to him? Boy, y'all gullible. MAGA, you are not sending your best and your brightest. Sir, I made plenty sense. We were told in the first administration the FBI was corrupt. Correct? Nancy Pelosi and Trump were at each other's throats for years. Correct? Why the hell would you walk into a building she controls? Not one of y'all still answered that question. Why would you go into a building Nancy Pelosi controls if you MAGA? Why would you do that? Knowing that they tried to impeach that man. Why would you give them any type of ammunition against them? Why? Y'all, the question is because y'all, the answer is y'all don't respect that man. You wanted social media hits. Stop bringing up George Floyd. Jesus Christ. Answer my question. George Floyd was gone 7 months before that. Answer my question. Why are you caping for people going into a building that was restricted? Why are you defending this? Sir, your answer, we're not accepting it because it doesn't make sense. You're going to blame the FBI. So MAGA's drones. That's what you're telling us. You said the FBI was the reason why they went in the building. It was proven. They had plants in there. Okay, great. Why would MAGA listen to them? Let me ask you something, Jose. You passing by with your buddy, y'all just talking. He said, yo, that door is open over there. And look like they got some expensive stuff in there. Yo, let's go in there and take some stuff. You gonna follow your friend in there? Or you gonna say, nah, we don't do that? Unbelievable. I can't believe y'all are really rationalizing this. Oh boy, now he said he gonna dump it down. It's dumb it down. But go ahead. This should be fun. Dump it down. Yes, put it in the toilet, sir, because that's where your answers belong.
My Lord. Because the FBI told y'all to come to DC that day. Oh man. Weeks in advance they told you, hey, come to DC for the party. Come on. And he loved y'all so much, he waited 2 hours to say something. And I actually defended him saying something. But I was like, it was a little late. He was sitting in a, what do you think they got the thermostat on the White House at? You think they got it about 82? He was sitting there eating a cheeseburger, laughing at him. He's like, hey, my man, you gotta say something. I know you out in 2 weeks, but you gotta say something. My God. Come on, Jose, pull over and dump it down for us. Because I'm sure you're gonna blame the FBI again. Oh boy. Come on. Come on. I might watch that again. I'm finna watch this later on YouTube. Come on, it's a beautiful Sunday. I want this rationale. Come on. He looking right now. Maybe somebody was right. Maybe he looking. He gonna try to put in links of testimony. All right. Well, it kind of is dragging. It kind of is hard for him. By the way, I got this in that otaku box yesterday. Anybody want this? I don't know who the hell this is, but you know, it is what it is. Dragon, you proved nothing. You got upset that we said, why did you write dump instead of dumb? The P and the B on the keyboard are not even next to each other. But, all right. Oh, God. All right. Okay. Why is he bringing up Joe Biden again? That man,
I'm starting to think Joe Biden broke MAGA. Why do y'all keep bringing him up? I don't get it. The Filipino, I don't want to hear that because you don't have to click send as soon as you finish writing something. You can take a second and ease back and read what you wrote. Look, we have another bitch leaving and trying to announce. You want to announce that you're going to the bathroom too? Why are you talking about car keys? What are you talking about? Oh my God. Oh my God. No, Jose, because if they took my car keys, that's called theft. And I go get a cop. The fuck? What? Wait a minute. You made us wait for all that? And you wrote that bullshit? Oh my God. Oh, and on that note, family, I proved my point. They have no rationale for why them people went in the building. None. They can't excuse it. Oh my God. Someone takes your car keys, they go in a restricted area. No, I'm not going to follow them. I'm going to go tell the cop somebody took my keys and ran in that building. Give them the description and let them handle it. The fuck? No, I'm not going to follow them. I don't know what's waiting for me in there. That's the point, Jose. They had no clue what was in that building waiting for them. Which is why I ask the question all the time the way I asked it. Why would you go in a building that Nancy Pelosi controls? If you are MAGA, why did you do that? And not one of y'all can tell me give me a clear, concise reason for doing that. Okay, he said it's the people's building. Okay, so it's the people's building. So we can just walk in there anytime we want, right? Even when it's specifically told to us that the building's undergoing maintenance or it's being restricted for the day, we can just go in there. It's the people's building. Okay. So that day, you guys didn't express that. You broke it. You listened to cops tell you, hey, come on in. It's okay. How was your freedom stolen that day? Oh, my God. So January 6, 2021, your freedom was stolen. So why didn't you say that on January 6, 2025? Because according to your logic, there's some people out there whose freedom was stolen that day. I don't think you guys would listen to them too tough, though. I'm just saying. Your freedom was stolen the day the lockdown started, but y'all don't want to talk about that. Okay, fine. A fan, go in there and have a picnic on the Capitol floor. Go ahead and see. Let me see how far you get. Go ahead. They really think because their taxpayer money goes into the upkeep of that building, they could just go in there and do whatever. And okay, deport Democrats. And yeah, and who put that into place? Because I didn't see your president fighting for him. So he's complicit. Actually, there were a bunch of people that said COVID took their rights. Bunch of people. You know. But there you go. Here we go. I don't get out of the car. No. I don't get out the car. Now, if that sucks for you, then you don't know the law. I don't have to get out of the car unless they give me a verifiable reason why they're telling me to get out the car. Now, go ahead and tell me, oh, you one of them that don't comply. You damn right. When they come to my window, my documents are already on the dashboard. I don't listen to their commands. They tell me what happened. I'm saying, okay, fine. Let me have my ticket and go. Y'all keep playing out here with them cops. That's why they get to do what they do. Pause. What I tell you? They don't want to save the country. They just want to be celebrities. And I tell them that all the time. They see my documents on there, license, registration, proof of insurance, it's right there. Cell phones open with the ID card, license right there. I'm like, it's right there. Wizard, we played that the other day on the last stream before the Hulk Hogan one. We played it in there. Actually, did I? No, I didn't because it had nudity. I couldn't play it. I was about to. I showed the screenshot. That's what I did. I know YouTube's gonna hit me with that. They started taking it down off of YouTube because of the nudity, but yeah. Anyway. All right, I'm gonna go enjoy family now. Family I haven't seen in a while. I'm gonna go do that. What? Then the city gets burned down? What the fuck is he talking about? You mean how your cousins were in burning LA because ICE was driving around? You mean that? Is that what we're talking about? Since you want to bring up cities burning. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Sir, okay, I'm shutting down my show. I can tell people I'm leaving. I don't have to get butthurt like y'all. It's okay, Jose. I know you're ducking in your Uber right now. I understand. It's okay. It's Sunday. ICE don't come out on Sunday. It's okay. We hope your court case tomorrow goes through. I don't want to see you in one of them videos where they denied you and ICE out there waiting for you. I don't want that for you. I know you're hoping ICE gets you. It's hot outside. They'll send you back. And I'm sure you're going to tell them, I know somebody that was at January 6th. But that's okay.
but that's all right. Good, dox me. That's fine. Go ahead. Ooh, they're gonna find out what my name is. Okay. Hey, stupid, let me help you. I published a video, 2 of them, on YouTube. You don't think they know who I am? They got my information. I was there that day. Let me help you out with DC before I go. They geotag all your phones. They know all your information. It's okay. And I've been back in that city since. It's all right. I'm not afraid. But anyway, y'all. Oh, you was talking to Jose. I'm just saying, for those who go on docs, upon hearing that I was down there on January 6th, it's okay. And I was live streaming on the way home. It's okay. I'm fine with it. You damn right I'm fine with it. It's okay. I got the telling to by my moms, my wife, and my dad really didn't say nothing to me, which scared me more. Because that man, back in the day, I wouldn't be here right now. He actually let me live, which scared me more. It's okay. And I have an uncle who was pissed off at me because he was in the army. He don't like Trump. I let everybody yell at me. It's okay. Y'all don't frighten me. You can call FBI. You want the Atlanta number? I live in Atlanta. I'll give you the FBI Atlanta number. Here you go. That's fine. I don't mind going down there and talking to him. It's fine. There you go. 404-679-9000. There you go. They have another one. 770-216-3000. There you go. You can call them. It's all good. I spelled office wrong. Damn, I typed too quick. There you go. You can even do it anonymously. It's okay. You can add me to the FBI UCR. It's okay. Anyway, I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I try to be better next time. I will see y'all tomorrow for talks. We're going to talk about voter suppression versus voter suppression. I will finally tell y'all what's going to happen with the channel. And y'all just got to wait a couple more days. You'll get some more uploaded content. I got a good one coming for you. Pause. And, we'll just continue riding on until that intergalactic spaceship that they say is out there come kill us. Or, take some of these people away for study. You never know. You never know. Anyway, y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.